The last time I talked about Olivia Rodrigo, I didn't have much favorable things to say about her single. Now here she is releasing her debut album. Does it hold up? Is it going to be that great project that a lot of people were expecting it to be? Well, let's find out. Let me give you a timeline of my thoughts on Olivia Rodrigo. Last year, she released Driver's License, a song that I thought felt like a teen song, but it felt very powerful, something that focused on the memories she had with this one boy when she, quote, got her driver's license last week, and they were going to drive through a neighborhood, where the most famous line being, "You say forever, now I drive alone past your street," symbolizing that they're no longer together after they thought they would be together forever. Then flash forward a few months and she released the second single, Deja Vu. And if you haven't seen my video, there will be a title card showing up right there. Yeah. Long story short, I wasn't exactly a big fan of this song. It sounded too redundant to Driver's License. And I thought the idea of, now you do all these things with this girl that we used to do. I think that was kind of a weird concept to go off of. I stated in that review that the song made me worried for her album. I was worried that her album was going to be more of that. It was going to be more sad, sappy songs focusing on the memories of what they used to be. But then she releases a single to her album just a week before it comes out, and already I'm blown away. This was the song that showed me that Olivia Rodrigo was more capable of releasing variety in her music. Sure, she could be talking about the same kind of topics, but I think she really switched it up here. And what I like about this song, too, was she really now sounds like she's moving on. She's like, well, you got this new girl, and you're doing all these things with her. Great, good for you.
He said it! He said it!
Now, transitioning into the album, I thought this album was good. I was genuinely shocked listening to this album. I thought I was going to get, that teen pop energy, but I was genuinely impressed with what I heard come off of this album. I think some of my gripes really come in the form of the tone on the album, specifically with two songs being the first song, Brutal, and Good For You. The only reason I don't like these is because these songs kind of feel out of nowhere in terms of how the album feels. Majority of the album is very soft, very relaxed, very soft-spoken, and often a lot of somber songs. Her starting the album with Brutal was kind of weird to me. Let's imagine that this is where the album starts. Really high plateau peak. Like, she's got this really large teen poppy grunge rock energy. And then suddenly she puts up Traitor. Like, it's just out of nowhere, this just tone drop that you wouldn't expect to happen. It was just kind of out of the blue to me. And it kind of threw me off while I was listening. And it stays on that same tone up until about Good For You. I think Deja Vu and Good For You were perfectly placed right next to each other, because I think Deja Vu is the, when are you going to tell her that we used to do all this? Are you too happy? Great, good for you. Moving on. And majority of the album is really just reminiscing on past relationships. And it made me groan when I was listening to it a few times. I'm not a fan of that. And, being post-teenage years, it made me kind of cringe a little bit hearing that stuff. But still, I thought this album sounded really good. Production-wise, it sounded great. I really enjoyed a lot of the piano pieces on here. I enjoyed the live band on here. And I will say I really enjoyed a lot of the rock songs that appeared on this album. I will say that the one song that threw me off at the end that I just absolutely enjoyed was Hope You're Okay. This song focuses not on a boy, as far as I'm aware. It focuses more on a friend she had that didn't have the best upbringing And she just is like, I hope you're alright. I haven't checked in on you in a while, and I hope you're doing okay. I thought that was a very powerful way to end this album. I think it's the most different song we've heard from Olivia Rodrigo, with all of her songs typically being about exes.
What? What was that? It was supposed to be a sequel to this X. Oh.
I think this was the most different song on here, and in my opinion, the best song on here. I was seriously blown away by this last track, and I really thought, it helped tie this whole album together. I think we get what we know her for at this moment, and then what's to come, but also a powerful message really reaching out to those that she genuinely cares about. It's good to see that celebrities this day and age are actually human beings and not reptiles. I think this album helps break Olivia Rodrigo out of the bubblegum pop teenage artist stereotype, and it is certainly a great kickstart to her career. I was a little worried about this album when Deja Vu was released, but those expectations were shattered. This was a great listen, and I really would encourage you to check this album out. Sour gets a 3 scratches out of 5. I thought this album was really great. I thought it was not only a fun listen, but also a very heartfelt, emotional listen. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got in my feels a little bit when I heard that last song. And I think it's like I said, it's definitely the most powerful song on here. I heavily recommend giving this album a listen. I don't think it's the end-all be-all, and I would certainly say it's not like the magnum opus of pop albums, but I think it is definitely a great start for Olivia Rodrigo's pop career, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what she has in store next.